So what I'd like to do in this tech tip is show you how you can create an app entry for Google Chrome that takes you directly to your Acumatica deployment. So why would you want to do that? Well, first of all, let's actually take a look at Google Chrome. So one of the things you're probably aware of now is you have the ability to create these things called apps. And there are a whole range of apps that you can get. So if you go into apps and you go to the web store, you can see that there are lots and lots of different Chrome apps. Now, not only do these Chrome apps just run inside Google Chrome as the browser, but you also have the ability, if you are running a Google Chromebook, to take these apps and publish them to your Chromebook. You also have the ability to go in here and you can set up on your desktop, if you're running Mac OS X or you're running Windows, you can set up what's called the Chrome App Launcher. And inside the Chrome App Launcher, any of these apps that you create, you can trigger them directly from the Chrome App Launcher. So it's a whole different way of being able to share this information. So then, how do you go about the process of creating this app? Well, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to write a little bit of JavaScript. Okay, and you're going to need to create what's called a JSON file, JSON. So a JSON file is a JavaScript object notation file. And it's a way of actually just creating a file that then the application that you're working with can do the configuration. So it's a little bit similar to using XML. Okay, so how do we do it? Well, step one is you want to go ahead and you want to create a new folder where you're going to store your JSON manifest file. Now, I've gone ahead and I've already done this, and I'm using a text editor for OS X, and let me just open that up. And the text editor that I'm using is called Text Wrangler, and is basically a subset of the BBEdit text editor that's available for the Mac. So what I've done is I have created in my Documents folder, I've got an untitled folder here, and you can see I've got a whole bunch of other files in here, but you'll see I've created two files. I've created an icon file, which is a PNG file, 128 pixels by 128 pixels. And that's going to be the file that gets used as my icon. So you'll see when I go in here into my apps, you'll see I have an entry here for Acumatica. And what I can do is I can create that icon file, so I have the Acumatica logo there. Alright, so let's go back into our Finder, and you'll see I also have this manifest.json file. So if I right click on that, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say open with Text Wrangler, and you can see this is the code that I've put in. So these are just a number of the parameters that I need to specify. So a name, a description of the file, a manifest version number, and this is built according to the object model for building these apps with Google Chrome. So all I need to do, because I'm just calling a web page, because of course, as you know, Acumatica is a web-based application, all I need to do is replace these URLs with the URL for your deployment of Acumatica. So, for example, I'm pointing to one of our servers called krk.acumatica.com. So I put that in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this text and I'm going to save the file for you, and you'll find it attached to this session in YouTube, where you can just go ahead and download this text. So you create that file and it goes into that same location as your PNG file. And then what do you do to deploy it? Well, it's very, very simple. You go in to Google Chrome, you go into your settings, and you open up extensions. And this will give you a list of all the extensions, and you can see here I actually have the extension already loaded. So I'm just going to go and remove that. So that simply gets rid of it. And then I go in here and I can choose to either load the unpacked extension, or I can pack the extension for deployment and then send that out to other people. So in this particular instance, I'm going to load an unpacked extension, and then it asks me to browse out to where that file is. So again, I'm in Documents. I'll just go here into my Untitled folder, and you'll see there is my JSON file and my image file, and I'll say Select. And now there you have it. It's automatically created that shortcut for me. It's created that app. And that's basically all there is to it. So now when I go into Apps, if I go here to my second page of apps, you'll see there it is. There's my Acumatica app. And I can move that across here onto the first page, move it around, get it exactly the way that I want it, and I'm good to go. So that's it in a nutshell. The other thing you'll find is that it's automatically added it down here into my Google Apps. Now, this is my Google Apps launcher. Now, why has it done that? Because I'm signed in to Google Chrome with a Google account. It automatically synchronizes all of these apps that I'm using to any machine that I sign into using my Google Chrome account. So again, it makes it really, really quick, really, really easy to maintain and manage those apps. So now one click and you'll see, bang, away it goes. It launches my Acumatica session and I'm good to go. So hopefully you found that to be a simple and easy way of just enhancing the user experience for customers who are using Acumatica. And if you're a customer, you could even try doing this yourself. So remember, you can grab the text that you need for your manifest.json file, and I've also included that little PNG file for you as well, so you can go ahead and make it really, really easy to do this deployment. Thanks very much. Oh, one last thing. If you've got any feedback on these sessions, or you've got other sessions you would like me to do, please feel free to drop me a note. My email address is rduffy, just as you can see it there, at acumatica.com. Okay, so rduffy@acumatica.com. Drop me a note. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Thanks.